What is up, Star Wars fans? Welcome to the Star Wars Stop. This is a video I've been wanting to do for quite some time, an ownage guide to absolutely destroying with Princess Leia, one of the best heroes in Star Wars Battlefront 2 by far. I'm going to give you my tips and tricks in this video, so let's get right into it. Okay, getting into Leia's abilities. Now, the interesting thing about Leia is that actually her abilities are not the best thing about her. The best thing about her is her gun and her secondary fire. The abilities are just kind of nice little icing on the cake. Flash grenade does exactly what it says on your LB. It's just going to, flash bang the enemy, just like a flash bang grenade. They won't be able to see what's going on. They'll blind them, confuse them. So that's pretty good. But I mean, it's not the same as like having a hero that has like an actual stun ability, like a Kylo Ren freeze, or let's say a Iden Versio freeze. You're just blinding them for a short period of time. Leia also gets the EL11 on her middle ability, and let me tell you something, I rarely use this ability just because, I mean, her default blaster is already so freaking good. I just never see the reason to pull this out. I mean, her default blaster is effective at long range, close range. It feels like taking this out is almost a gimp. Now, the squad shield is also pretty good. It can help you obviously lock down objectives, and it can help your teammate quite a bit. And if you are going to be one of the people that kind of wants to just sit back and secondary fire, then you do have the option to literally just make cover wherever you want to. But my biggest problem with this is when you drop down a shield, you kind of are telling the entire enemy team, hey, I'm a Leia and I'm hanging out over here, whereas they wouldn't have any way of knowing that without that big glowing green bubble. So I personally don't use it too much. I mean, just imagine if you're on crate and you put this out, you're basically telling the TIE fighters where you are. Getting to her cards, though, her cards are really what's going to take her over the top. So obviously, any hero that has a health regen card, you definitely want to be using that health regen card, and Leia is no different. This is, this is health gained for killing enemies. It's not like Iden Versio when you stun enemies with your droid, you get health back. You get health back just for killing enemies. So this is a very good star card, and it's a must. Now, if you're talking heroes versus villains and Galactic Assault, it is imperative. Heroes versus villains, you might want to forego on it just because you can get health back in other ways in heroes versus villains. But I still think it is definitely a must on Leia. A little more base health, can't go wrong with that. And this is very important. The secondary fire on Leia's gun is kind of what makes her such a monster and why people hate her so much, because she can sit on the very ass end of the map and just kill everybody without having to even aim. So that this just giving it a little bit more damage is going to be great. It's still not going to be enough to one hit a heavy, but a little more damage to heroes and everybody overall. Now, if I had to pick other star cards, to be honest with you, there's really not much that entices me. I mean, if you like to use the E11, maybe you would like this. If you like to use the shield, perhaps. I think the only thing I can really kind of say, actually, I take that back. This is a pretty damn good star card, Rebel Heart. I don't use it personally, but if you want to be able to, this would give me a reason actually to pull out the E11 from time to time, because just getting a little bit more damage reduction in those close range situations could be useful. You'd probably have to forego this for that though. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's worth it. You'd rather just have the more health. Now, the way you want to use Leia's bubble shield, which is her right ability, is you essentially want to put it down and create cover literally wherever you are and bounce in and out of it. You literally go from one side, you poke out of it, shoot somebody, and you poke straight back into it. That makes you pretty much have a 360 cover, so you don't have to really worry about cover like you do with other heroes. It's the same with using secondary fire. Even if you're across the map, put the shield down, pop in and out of it, take them out easy. Now, Leia's flash grenade, it's a good ability, and like any grenade, it's great at taking out big groups of enemies, not taking them out, but stopping a full frontal assault by just essentially popping a flash in the middle of them. And it is definitely something you want to open up with against enemies. Now, her E11, I'm not a big fan of it, and I see a lot of people using it, but like I explained in the star card section, you will lose range, precision, and damage. So I really like to stick to her normal gun. And while we are on the topic of her base gun, boy, this is one of the best base blaster rifles, or for a hero, at least, in this game. This thing makes taking out heroes and infantry an absolute treat. I mean, you can drop them so fast. Look at this Death Trooper. He didn't know what to do. The amount of damage you dish out is incredible, and this is really what makes her such an asset in heroes versus villains. While your team is swinging lightsabers at each other like raving maniacs, you can sit back and just destroy everybody with this gun. And it will destroy them. I'm going to show you in this clip right now. This is going to be insanity. Look at this full health Darth Vader. Look at his health bar. I mean, that's crazy. And look at this. I get taken off guard by Boba Fett. I have no health left. He has a ton of health left. and boom, just take him out. Just jump up and down, confuse him, shoot him right in the face. That's kind of how her blaster works. It's a damn shame that Boba Fett doesn't get a base blaster as good as Leia's, because boy, that would put him on the map as well. But again, here taking out Vader, just look at the TPS is insane. This is why I don't really see the point using the E11 too much. You're really far better off just keeping this gun out, because while the 11 is good at close range, this gun is good at all ranges. Now, Leia gets a bad rap for just being the hero that can sit on the back of the map and spam secondary fire, but as I've shown you in a ton of these clips, I mean, she can absolutely run and gun. But if you are going to sit back in secondary fire, it is a very effective strategy. You do want to have a little bit of elevation if possible, and you will get a ton of limbs. I'm not even joking. You will get an insane amount of limbs from just sitting back, and you don't even have to have good aim. I can't even really give you tips on this. Aim in the general direction, the gun will heat seek onto them. Not really much to tell you there. I mean, if you have somewhat decent aim, you will be able to rack up very, very high kill counts in games. But yeah, big maps, she benefits from them for sure. But that's not to say she's not good on the smaller maps. Like I said, just because she's a god at sitting back and sniping everybody doesn't mean she's not good at close range. She is one of the best heroes for running and gunning, actually, because she gets health back when she kills enemies, and her blaster is just so high damage. Think of it like a Blurg on steroids, because the Blurg, I'm sure you all know from The Officer, is an incredible burst fire blaster pistol. Now imagine if that had more range and higher damage. That's basically what Leia's blaster pistol is. But that's it for this video, guys. Be sure to rate, like, comment, subscribe. Stay updated on tons and tons of Star Wars content. Have an awesome day, guys.